We live in a truly unique world, full of life in all forms, sizes, colors, and origins. The sky is inhabited by various species of birds, the land hosts an array of animals, and the deep seas reveal surprising creatures, adapted in incredible ways. Although we may know a great deal about the living beings that inhabit our planet, there are many that are extremely difficult to find. When we do manage to spot them, we often make a point of capturing the moment, whether through photos or videos, to prove their existence. With that in mind, here are the 20 rarest animals captured in videos. But before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to leave a like. Let's go. Birds of paradise. I'm being a little broad here because there is an entire family of birds called birds of paradise. These birds are found in places like eastern Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and the eastern region of Australia. There are 45 species in this family, and many of them are at risk. The threat to these birds is widespread, so let's address them together. First of all, they were hunted for their vibrant feathers, which were used in garments all over the world. Additionally, deforestation has destroyed their habitats, further impacting their populations. The problem is even greater because, occurring in multiple countries, it can affect several species at once. Painted handfish. Animals can become endangered in many ways, and in the case of the painted handfish, this occurred due to the way it lives. What does this mean? Well, it only inhabits sandy bottoms in bodies of water at a specific depth. When these locations started to be altered by human expansion, pollution, and increased predators, the fish had little space to move. Additionally, it can only be found in one region of Australia, meaning that if something happens to this population, the entire species could be wiped out. And that's what happened, making it critically endangered. Fossa. It's curious that I haven't mentioned Madagascar until now, considering the incredible diversity of life the country hosts, which is also constantly threatened. In this case, I'll talk about its main predator, the fossa. You may be wondering, are they related to mongooses? Yes, they are. These predators primarily hunt lemurs, which are the main inhabitants of Madagascar. However, despite being at the top of the food chain, fossas are difficult to find. Scientists know very little about them, and because of that, they don't have an exact estimate of their population. This is a problem because we need to monitor these species to understand their true status and ensure their preservation. Yangtze giant softshell turtle. Now, let's talk about another species facing serious extinction risks. Unfortunately, its population is so small that no one knows for sure if it will survive. I'm talking about the Yangtze giant softshell turtle. According to official records, the last count revealed only 4 individuals of this species left in the world. This is worrying. The good news is that a female can lay up to 100 eggs, which in theory, could help boost the population. However, despite efforts to breed them, attempts to get the female to reproduce with the males have been unsuccessful. The number is still alarmingly low. If this female dies and only males remain, the species will be on the brink of extinction unless a miracle occurs. Golden lion tamarin. Given the sad tone of some stories, how about some good news now? Let's talk about the golden lion tamarin, a special species of monkey that has recently seen a positive update in the last 6 months. This monkey, which had its population reduced to only about 200 individuals in the early 1970s, faced difficulties, including an outbreak of yellow fever. However, as of 2023, its population has surged to around 4,800 individuals. To be clear, this doesn't mean they're out of danger, as they are still classified as endangered, but such a population increase is a huge cause for celebration. The team responsible for the preservation of these animals was incredibly happy when the population survey numbers were released. Long-beaked echidna. Now let's talk about the long-beaked echidna, a fascinating animal for one simple reason: many thought it was already extinct. But surprisingly, it was recently found in November 2023. At that time, people thought the echidna had been extinct for a long time. During an expedition to Indonesia, led by researchers from the University of Oxford, someone managed to capture a photo of this rare creature. 4 3-second clips of the long-beaked echidna were filmed. These animals are so rare and ancient in their lineage that they are known as living fossils. Furthermore, the discovery gives hope to researchers that other species, once thought to be extinct, may still exist, waiting to be found again. Pygmy three-toed sloth. Sloths are indeed extremely slow. All sloths have this calm nature and have been living this way for a long time. However, this characteristic can be a major obstacle to the survival of some of them, as is the case with the pygmy three-toed sloth. Not only is it a rare sloth, but it is also a critically endangered species. The ongoing destruction and fragmentation of its habitat, exploitation for food, the presence of wild cats, and the lack of adequate legal protection have caused a drastic decline in its population. Unlike many other animals on this list, efforts to preserve the pygmy sloths have not been very effective. Unfortunately, there have been people in the United States trying to buy and sell these animals just because they wanted to display them, ignoring the reality of their declining population. In the end, this is pure greed. Sumatran orangutan. Habitat destruction may seem like a simple reason for the near extinction of various species, but in reality, it has a profound impact. Animals like the Sumatran orangutan are not like humans, who can simply move to other locations. They create a delicate balance in their environment, and when this is threatened, their survival is compromised. The Sumatran orangutan is a clear example of this. The forests of Sumatra have been severely destroyed over the years due to human expansion, and these orangutans have been forced to live with less and less space. However, the good news is that we are still able to capture images of them in their natural habitat. Additionally, efforts have been made to replant the forests, trying to restore some of the life these animals once had. There are even local wildlife protectors who help care for and preserve the orangutans. Great Argus. The animal known as the Great Argus is not a mythical creature or a colossal beast, but rather a pheasant. You can find it in Borneo, but only if you're lucky, as it's very difficult to spot. Even those who dedicate themselves to searching for it don't have much luck. One person, for example, said that despite all their efforts, they only managed to see one in the wild once. As you can see in this video, the Great Argus has a courtship ritual that impressed everyone who captured it. However, it doesn't perform this ritual often, which makes the recording even more remarkable. This is another reason to preserve this animal. Perhaps in the next mating ritual, it will show something even more magical, and not simply disappear. Whistling dogs. It may seem strange to see a species of dog close to extinction, considering how domesticated dogs generally are. But there are many species of wild dogs in the world that neither want nor need humans. The rare whistling dogs are an example of this. This species was so rare that it took a global pandemic to bring them back into the spotlight. I'm not joking. In 2020, they were spotted in a national park where they had been for decades, but had not been seen for half a century. If you stop to think, they were there all along, but they were never spotted because they simply didn't want to be found. The destruction of their habitat led to a drastic decline in their population, but conservation efforts, including the work done in this park, bring hope for the future, especially now that they have been seen again in the wild. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting videos now appearing on your screen. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.